Hello and welcome. My name is William Wadkin. I'm going to be talking to you guys about sports today. Okay? Just going to go over a couple of brief things that happened in the weekend in sports. First off, we're going to start off with Lance Armstrong, who by the US ADA was banned for life from cycling and was stripped of his 7 career Tour de France titles. He was never actually tested positive for a banned substance, but has since tried to fight the US ADA for saying that he did test positive. Now, this is a guy that he won seven consecutive career Tour de France from '99 to '05. Before then, he did race in a couple Tour de France before, but had to leave due to issues with his health. He did battle cancer starting in '96 and was eventually in remission since '98. He was taking a lot of different substances, including chemotherapy, to help that. And when he had surgery, he only had a 40% chance of actually surviving. Since then, he has gone on to win, like I said, 7 consecutive Tour de France, and he also helped establish a cancer foundation known as Livestrong. And my opinion with this is that I always looked up to Lance Armstrong, seeing him as a cancer survivor. I think that's incredible. I do have a couple friends that are cancer survivors, and I just think that that's amazing that he had a 40% chance of surviving, and he has made it back. Was able to race in at total of 9 different Tour de France since then. And you know, just seeing him create a foundation to help raise money for cancer has really been an eye-opening thing for me. But I think with this, and I mean, granted, for me, when he first started out, when he won his first Tour de France, I was 10 years old, so I really looked up to him. But after seeing that he has now been banned and stripped of his Tour de France, I'm not saying that I think lesser of the guy as a person. I think, like I said, I think I really commend him for being able to fight and beat cancer. But it it shines a different light towards him, and I think many people are also going to see that as well. I I also look at the Livestrong Corporation, who has raised over $250 million for cancer survivors and people to help people with cancer. Um, I don't know what to come of this as a spectator. It's very difficult for me because like I said, I do commend him as a person, but seeing that he was at the time supposed to be the bigger man kind of person, where he came back from the dead and then was able, so to speak, and was able to win 7 consecutive Tour de France, which is a record. He also did have the record as the fastest overall time in the Tour de France, completing the entire thing. And he was the first person since 1948 to win 3 consecutive mountain stages in 2004. So with that, it's a bit of a shocker for me to see that a guy like that, who was at the top of his game, did. And I know, I understand that he never actually tested positive for any banned substance, but at the same time, it does give me a jaded perspective of him. Um, and for the Livestrong Corporation, I hope they have said that they are looking past this, and he's gotten a lot of support from others. And like I said, I don't disagree with what's going on, and I also don't not like him because of this. But it gives me a different perspective on who he is, that this would happen. And this isn't the first time that a controversy has happened in this sport. There are people that have been suspended or banned because of illegal substances, and I think cycling is just one of those. It's a very hard sport, and it takes a lot out of you. I know going to the gym and going on the bike for a half hour and then getting off it, and you really feel it in your legs. I mean, these guys are going for hours on end for consecutive days on a bike, and they're going through mountains, they're going through treacherous terrain and everything like that. So I understand that it's difficult, but it's very hard for me to see this sport in the light that I used to as a kid, knowing that there are these substances going around. And with Lance Armstrong, I hope he uh, gets better. I don't want to see him in a kind of jaded limelight, but I know it's going to happen. But I think if he were to just continue with the cancer survivors and help out with the foundation, stuff like that, keep building the Livestrong Corporation, it will help out, and I really do commend him for that. Up next, I'm going to be talking about the blockbuster trade that happened over the weekend in the Major League Baseball.